It has been a while. I have not done a car conversation in a minute. But I was like, if there is no time other than now to have this conversation, okay? Now, this may just be for the JayBirds, okay? But I feel like we have to have a conversation about people.
At the light, turn left to merge onto Edsel Ford Freeway.
Just interrupting me, okay? I know I need directions, but I am working here. Anyway, but yeah, we have to have a conversation because when people leave this earth, I feel like not enough people talk about what goes into putting somebody in the ground or whatever, okay? So, let's go ahead and get to it and whatnot, okay? Look, hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner, and it is time for what? Wait, what is it? Girl, I forgot. I ain't did it in so long, child. Girl, it's a car conversation. Okay, on JayLeesCorner. Okay, I didn't forget how to do my little intro. Okay, but whatever. Look, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and all that stuff. You can follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. I am on my way to work, child. I am just leaving the place to get to your obituaries, and y'all know my birthday passed away, child. He died. He gone, Lord. Okay. But I just, I want to have a conversation, and I'm being funny a little bit, but also I want to, this is
2.7 miles. Take exit 216A to merge onto I-75.
Just rude, Now I know where I'm going, but I also sometimes don't know where I'm going because I'm coming from somewhere else. I'm reminding myself to go from 94 to 75 to 636. Okay, but anyway, ignore the MapQuest man. Now, as I said. Okay, like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, TikTok. Okay, this is a car conversation on JayLeesCorner. Okay, I remembered. Okay, look, not a lot of people discuss life insurance, funeral costs, where to go get an obituary. Okay, do you have a good photo? Does anybody have a photograph of the dead person that will be okay for the obituary? Okay, because,
take the exit 216A to merge onto I-75.
Lord, okay. So, my birth father, and the reason I keep saying my birth father, because y'all know the man who raised me died in 2015. That's my dad. Okay, that's my dad. Birth father, Ronnie. Okay, that's who passed away on Monday last week, okay? And we got the funeral coming up. And so me and my siblings are, getting things together, whatever. But whether you young or you old, if you have people to bury, there is stuff you don't know. And there is stuff everybody needs to have in place that you may not be thinking about, okay? So this is not giving any, specific number amounts of what we getting or whatever, nothing like that. I'm trying to enlighten y'all on what you should be thinking about. Because if you got parents, if you have children, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, dogs, cats, goldfish, or anything you want to put in the ground or cremate, okay, you have to just make sure your ducks are in a row, okay, that everything is everything. Because if not, come funeral time, it just becomes more stressful. Stress of funerals isn't really the cost of stuff. It's just, Mack truck, get your ass over where you're supposed to be. What are you doing, Mack truck? Anyway, it's not the cost of stuff really. It's stuff in place so that the cost ain't an issue, okay? Because while you're living, you need to tell your family members, hey, this is what I want. I don't want to be cremated. I do want to be cremated, okay? I want to be buried here. I don't want to be buried there. I have a life insurance policy with so-and-so. Yes, I have a beneficiary. All this stuff that you don't think about, okay? Because let's say, for instance, child, I might get on. See, this is why I gotta have the MapQuest, because I'm like, I don't remember.
Then keep right to merge
okay.
onto I-75 north toward Flint.
Child, like, did I get on the wrong part?
To keep right to merge
I got confused. My point is, I'm trying to stay focused while also driving. My point was, while you're living, Go talk to your people. Whoever you will be in charge of burying, if it's your parents, if it's your grandparent, if you are, like a child to your aunt or your uncle, and if they pass, then you're gonna be the one to handle this thing. These are things to think about now, because we did not think, that Ronnie, my birth father, would be dying. Okay, that was not. We knew eventually. But, his heart stopped one day, and then here we are. So, you really have to ask people, hey, do you have a life insurance policy? Because if you die tomorrow, I need to know that, because I have to plan your funeral. Because funeral homes, if somebody has a life insurance policy, that's what pays for the funeral. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have a spare, $15,000, $16,000 sitting around in the, just to spend. Life insurance is what will pay for a funeral, so that way you're not trying to cover any costs out your own pocket. You hear me? So talk to your people. Hey, do you have life insurance? You do? Cool. Do you have a beneficiary? Okay? So whoever that person's beneficiary is, that's who has to plan the funeral. Okay? If you was married and your husband don't have you listed as a beneficiary, guess what you can't get? The money. Guess what cannot be used to bury him? The money. Okay? So ask your people, hey, do you have a life insurance policy? And who is the beneficiary? Now, I know that may be a touchy subject, okay? But somebody has to know, because that's how shit gonna get paid for. And if someone says, yes, I have one, and you're the beneficiary, okay, cool. Let me see the proof. Okay? These are conversations that may seem, and you don't have to tell a person how much your policy is for. Don't, if your kids is crazy and they may take you out, don't tell them your policy is for $8 million. Just say it's for $2, to bury me in the $2 grave. And you are the, you know what I'm saying? Because if we think somebody is the beneficiary and you have no one, like you have insurance, but no one is listed as a beneficiary to get the money to bury you, when you die, we have to wait for that. Or pay out of pocket and get reimbursed later. Okay? You have to go through all these hoops and jumps and stuff. I feel like if somebody has life insurance with your company and they then die, at the least, leave enough money to bury the person. It's crazy that if the people have family, that's like rightfully family, that's trying to plan the person's funeral, we're having to wait for the insurance company to even say, well, yeah, we'll pay for it. We'll pay. They got money, but it's the money to pay for it. But we gotta wait till, I'm like, bitch, what? The funeral home need their money today. Okay? Because funeral homes will not bury you if they don't get payment. Because once you're on the ground, they're not gonna get you back up out of there. So if nothing else, I need you to know, okay, the funeral foolishness is a part of the funeral home, the life insurance people, okay, and the deceased. So everybody, I know these are not conversations you want to have with your parents, with your grandparents, child. It's just whatever. I was over my auntie house yesterday, talking to my grandmama. My grandmama's my last living grandparent. She is the mother to my birth father, okay, and she's 91. And grandma said, she said, before, I kept saying that my heart stopped because the doctor told me I could drop dead at any moment. I'm 91, my heart is weak. And I can drop dead today. And I said, Grandma, I hope not right now. Okay. And she said, yeah, I used to say I want to be resuscitated. She said, but now if my heart stopped and I die, let me die. And I said, Grandma. I said, but hold up, auntie, cousin, come on in here. Okay. Repeat that, Grandma. And she repeated and said, I do not want them to let me go. I'm 91. My husband of 75 years, maybe 72 years gone, you know what I'm saying? She said, I'm 91. There's no need for them to try to bring me back. Okay, because God told me I'm on the way. So again, while that was not the conversation I thought I would be having with my grandma when I went over there to get some photos for the obituary, it's a conversation we had, and I felt no kind of way. I was like, that's a good thing to know. Because you don't know. And then while family members feel like, well, bring grandma back. Grandma 91 and she told her she ready to go. So have those kind of conversations. Even if your family members aren't old, still ask them, hey, if you die, what do you want? Like, do you want us to try to bring you back? Like, do you want to be on? You know what I'm saying? That's stuff to talk about. Now, Ronnie, her father, he said, yes, try and bring you back. And they tried, and his God said no. At that point, you can't fuss with God. So have those conversations. Where you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated? Because that cost can be, a conversation. Because cremation versus funeral is two different things. Do you even want a funeral? But main thing I'm trying to let y'all know, find out if your family has insurance on and family, alive people. If you out here, don't you be getting no $2 policy. Don't be cheap today. Because if you're cheap today, your funeral gonna be cheap. Or expensive, whichever one you're gonna go with. But like if you have kids, if you have family, if you are a married person with a wife and 18 kids or whatever, you need the most expensive policy you can afford. Okay? So that way, when you gone, they have enough money to bury you and take a little nice vacation. Because the death of you will be sad. Okay? And I just need you to understand that some people be around here. I got me a little $8,000. No, well, I don't know how much policy is. But you know what I'm saying? Like, my policy, and I don't have no children. I'm not married. Okay? And I have 2 beneficiaries around here. And if by God's will I leave this planet, they're going to be good. Okay? Can bury me a G and go off and chill out for a while. Okay? So think about that when you are even getting your policy, to be sure that it's going to cover who you left behind. If it's just you, then cool. Maybe you only want a $20,000 policy to bury you, and then that's it. But if you around here and you got 6 kids and I need to get over.
Take the exit. Then keep left.
You got 6 kids and stuff going on. Don't die and leave people in debt. I was watching giving the real T Terrence. I was watching Terrence's live he did the other day. Well, I know where I'm going now, child. I just had to get help to get to the freeway. Hold on, let me end this so y'all don't know where I work at. Okay, the location. Anyway, I was listening to giving the real T Terrence thing, and he was talking about Kiki, from Love and Marriage Huntsville. And how they were saying that it was going to be an investment. Look, that's a dead deer. Where's the deer on 690? Anyway, just focus, Jaylee. He was talking about how it was brought up that Kiki, who had an insurance policy, and because of her dying of carbon monoxide poisoning, that it was going to be an investigation. Then she took herself out and blah, 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 blah. But Terrence had mentioned on his live how he didn't have life insurance and he didn't know how stuff went. So I'm like, in case y'all do not know, if you have a life insurance policies will not pay if somebody took themselves out. If it is proven that you took yourself out the game, that you removed yourself from the board, and they can confirm that, there will be no policy payout at all. Okay? That's because they're like, you can't, is it embezzlement? It may be embezzlement. I don't know. But he also said how he was going to get some life insurance. Okay? So even if you do not have kids or a wife or whatever, you need to be sure to leave enough money to bury you. Make sure you have a beneficiary listed. And if you have a policy while you at work and you then retire or you quit or you leave, you have to be sure to either get you a new policy somewhere or have the one you had carry over for you outside of the job or whatever. And if you do leave the job or whatever, you need to always confirm that you still have a beneficiary listed. Because if you don't, there are just different hoops to jump through to be sure that the right person is planning your funeral and has the right to use the money that you set forth to bury you. If not, you'll be sitting until the courts figure out who gets the money. You know? So I just feel like not a lot of people ever discuss death and what comes with it in funerals and what happens. You know, if you die at home, if you die in the hospital. Like my father, Ronnie, passed away in the hospital. You know, not the house. But, you know, having to call the funeral home. Oh, why ain't no traffic duties? Call the funeral homes because they can come with the body, and you got to go down to the funeral home and go in the casket room, child. Pick out a casket. Okay. Pick out a casket. Pick out a suit. Well, I don't know what suit size this man wear. Okay. If it's a live suit, the same fit as a dead suit, I don't know. Okay. I didn't know that you didn't need shoes. Why we don't need shoes? Because your feet not out. Okay. So it's little stuff that you do not know. Who gonna read the obituary? Okay, well, I don't know who don't care enough to read it and they won't cry. Who gonna sing a song? What song to sing? Okay, what song? My grandma told me I want to have them sing. Never could have. I said, Grandma, never could have made it. You know, by the Marvin guy. I forgot all about it. Never could have made it. Oh, Grandma. Okay, so you know, picking a song, picking a singer, an organ or piano. Okay, all these things that you don't think about. And main thing, because, you know, Ronnie was not a picture person. Okay, at all. And I feel like every year, everybody, child, man, woman, cat, dog, whatever, every year you need to take a picture of yourself that you want on your obituary. Because nobody know the day nor the hour. And you do not want them found in your picture from 1976 when you around here at the speakeasy, at the bar, you know, with big ass blue blockers on, because the only photograph they have you, your ass ain't out. It's that. So people don't think about that too. Like my grandma 91, I'm like, we need to get a good photo of grandma, because if not, what we gonna use for the picture? Because grandma 91, and I'm not trying to be morbid, but I'm like, we have to be honest and think about that kind of stuff, because once the person is gone, you like, damn, we ain't got no photo. Damn, where is the person's paperwork to show who the insurance is through? Because if you don't know who your person insurance is through, you don't know who to call to pay for the funeral. You know, so you have to ask those questions to whoever is in your life that you will be in charge of planning their funeral. And if you are the person, you need to tell the person who you want to plan your funeral about it. Like, hey, my insurance is through my job. You know, you my beneficiary. Okay, I bank at this bank. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have money in the bank, if Bill Gates die today, and Bill Gates is a whole multi-billion whatever now, okay? If Bill Gates died, and if he is the only person listed on his bank account, okay, but if nobody else has any other access to his shit, if you need to bury Bill Gates with your name ain't on that man, you can't get no money from that man. You got to go to probate court, okay? You got to go to probate court to prove, you know, to say which family member will be the executor. Like with Wendy Williams, how they have an executor in her family. You want to know why? Because she ain't had shit in place. She had nothing in place saying A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. Even Aretha Franklin. When Ronnie was in the hospital, we did not think he was going to die at all. Okay? When he went in the hospital, jokingly, I said to my mama, because he had said some things to my sister, like, if I die, you know, do this, that. We like, man, you ain't gonna die. We still saying that stuff, okay? And lo and behold, he died. But I said to my mama, after Ronnie said something to my sister about what to do if he did die, I said, Lord, we not gonna be around here like Aretha Franklin family finding wheels in the couch, okay, and having her kid, you know, Aretha Franklin kids was like fussing over stuff. I said, we not having that, you know. This is all in place. We know who the beneficiaries are. We know who we want to plan stuff. And sometimes that be the plan, and that don't be the plan. And you gotta jump through one or two extra hoops, but still got everything done. Because your funeral this week, be good. However, if we would have known certain stuff before now, you can kind of just pre-plan to be sure that once a person do die, you're not having the last minute situations. Try to find a picture. Because he ain't took no pictures since 1997. Okay? And it's 2024. You know what I'm saying? You're not having to figure out, how to unlock the phone. Because the phone, he old. And the phone is a pattern and not a code. Like little stuff like that. You want to be sure to know where the insurance is through. Okay, and again, like I said earlier, when someone says, yeah, you're this and you're that, say, okay, let's see the paperwork to be sure. Again, not seeing paperwork to see how much money a person is getting, but you see paperwork to see who is the person that will handle things. Let me see the beneficiary name right here. Because you tell me something and I'm under the impression that that's what it is, and then here comes time to bury you, and ain't nobody listed, then what the fuck are we doing? So have these conversations. Have follow-up conversations. And if your family members are older, sometimes they think they signed something, they didn't sign it, or they didn't fully sign it. You know what I'm saying? Or number left, or whatever it may be. Like, just make sure. Because because if you die, it goes, if you're married, it go to your spouse. If you're not married, it go to your children. If you have no kids, it go to your parents. If your parents dead, it go to your siblings, and so on and so on and so on. But it kind of first go your spouse, your children, then your parents, then siblings. You know what I'm saying? So just be aware of that, so that way nobody, because like luckily for us, we're not having to go through as much. We're going through some things, but it ain't nothing that, it ain't nothing, because stuff was in order. Okay. But I know of other people, when people die, we got to have a fish fry. Okay, I need a fish fry. We need help. And I'm like, don't die leaving somebody behind to figure shit out to put you on the ground. Do your due diligence while you're alive and let people know what you want. And if you are the child of somebody who's aging or whatever, ask your parents questions, your parents and your grandparents. Period. Okay? Now, I'm at work, and I'm sorry, I was yelling at y'all all the way to work. I didn't mean to be yelling at y'all, but sometimes I have to yell so y'all know I mean business, okay? And sometimes did I bring my laptop? Oh, I did. And sometimes, and because I'm like, I didn't know that, whoever name was on the beneficiary thing, that's who has to be the person to plan the funeral, because the insurance company will not allow anybody whose name is not the beneficiary to plan the funeral, let alone even if you plan it, bitch, we not paying for it. And luckily, that was just, the siblings. But imagine if you don't know that your daddy didn't put his girlfriend who moved to Timbuktu. And I'm just giving an example. It's not what happened with us. I'm just saying, imagine you not knowing that your family member, daddy, grandma, uncle, or whoever, has listed somebody who you don't know as a beneficiary, and you up there trying to plan a funeral, and you can't, because, and I'm saying that because the insurance companies and the funeral homes have rules that you don't know until you get down there. And most funeral homes cannot be paid from an insurance company if the person who came down there to schedule said funeral is not the beneficiary. So even if it's 10 siblings and one sibling who none of y'all talk to is the beneficiary, okay, and all the other ones is the ones planning the funeral, but the one y'all don't talk to, that's who is the benefit. They have to be the one that gets it paid for. So you need to talk to your family members. Now, again, luckily for us, that was not the case, okay, at all. However, it was 1 or 2 extra humps to jump through, just because a few things some T's wasn't crossed, some I's wasn't dotted, and so it's just an extra little jump. So if nobody else is willing to, because some folk don't like, I'm not gonna tell my business. This ain't no business, because y'all don't know what y'all don't. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no. But I'm saying, like, Look, we thought my sister was the beneficiary, which was fine by all of us. And he told her that so that way it can be planned. And that's fine. However, because he retired or whatever happened, no one's name was listed as a beneficiary. Which only means they have to give it to all the kids, which is fine. We don't mind that. But the getcha gotcha be, until the insurance company approves people, which can take 5 to 6 days, they can't pay for the funeral, so we have to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, some people may not know that. You may not know if your parent has life insurance, but for whatever reason, they didn't fully sign the stuff to list you. They signed to where they got they fully covered. They got the money, but who's supposed to get the money to pay for the funeral? That part wasn't completed. And some people don't. Sometimes some people think about, well, who should I put? I got a wife. I got a girlfriend. I got kids. I got multiple kids. I got kids with different women. Blah, blah, blah. I got parents. You know what I'm saying? Some people do figure out. Well, I'll figure out who I want to be later, and you just forget. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, you can't forget. Because if you die, they need that, they need that information. So luckily for us, again, it's all situated. But it's just that, and even with the insurance, I feel like, because, he died on Monday. And I feel like insurance companies, to say to somebody, well, thanks for calling to let us know so-and-so died, condolences. But we can't give you any information because we have to first process the death first. We'll then reach out to the beneficiary. That can take a few days. So by the time the insurance company is figuring their shit out, we trying to plan a funeral, plan schedule. And sometimes if you just know, like if I call you on Monday and say, hey, this, and this, tell me on Monday, well, he has coverage. There's coverage, but however, they never finished listing who will be the beneficiary. This is the process to get that done. It can take 5 or 6 days because then people can just plan accordingly. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want anyone losing a loved one. And y'all like, man, I told y'all. Jaylee told y'all. So this is me just trying to, let y'all know stuff based on what, we never knew. And other people may not be as fortunate as us to have all the siblings together to get things situated, to have stuff planned out and not be an issue, to still be able to pay for a funeral and have it done and get reimbursed on the back end once the stuff go through. You know what I'm saying? Some folk be stressing about it, have to postpone funerals or have to, go a lesser route and do just cremation or have to do, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want anyone doing that. So again, if nothing else, I'm telling y'all, be sure that your loved ones, your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, whoever, make sure that somebody in your family is listed as a beneficiary, that they know how you want to be buried, when you want to be buried, if you want to be brought back to life, let them know all of that stuff. Pick a funeral home, okay? Take a picture yourself, okay? Every year, take a photograph of yourself. And so, as I was in the car recording, the camera overheated, my phone overheated because it was hot outside. The sun beating down on the phone for that time I was talking. So, I don't know where I was. I don't know. What I want to wrap up and say, though, is at the end of the day, make sure that you take a picture of yourself that someone can use in your obituary. Make sure that you are fully aware your policy has your beneficiary listed on there, okay? Let your people know, do you want to be resuscitated? Where do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated? Do you want to be sprinkled across the land? Make sure people are aware of what you want. And even if you are not old and decrepit and about to die, like some people want to think, that's the only time to discuss end of life decisions. Even if you discuss these things, that your kids know what you want to do, your spouse or whoever it is that you have in charge of burying you. Okay, I'm gonna be live tonight at 9 o'clock because we have to discuss other little things or whatever's going on in the social media and the peoples around here and stuff. But yeah, I was talking and my whole phone cut off. It was like, danger, overheating. Come on, iPhone. But again, it was hot and the sun was beating boom, 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 beating down on my phone, okay? Because when I grabbed my phone, bitch, it burnt my hand, okay? But I hope my rambling driving today let y'all know some things. Just, yeah. But y'all know, like, comment, share, subscribe. You can follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. The braids are back. I should have got them longer. I didn't get them as long this time. But get on it. Figure it out. If you do not have life insurance, get it. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go, y'all. Peace.